Hey everybody, I'm Tim and this is Dustin.
And today we're getting artificially intelligent.
And you're watching Cigars Daily. Get more out of this and all our videos when you watch them on cigarsdailyplus.com, where you'll find things like extra content and...
Damn it, I did this on the last one.
This is the second time we've shot this video and you can't remember what it was.
Okay, I got it.
Coupon codes.
Yeah.
No, this is
you're
the
just
one.
going to keep
Oh,
this
we're
one.
going to use this one.
Okay.
In this video, we're enjoying Southern Draw's Rose of Sharon Desert Rose, a creamy Connecticut cigar that's surprisingly medium-bodied, a fan favorite of Southern Draw smokers, and one that I forgot to mention up front because Dustin biffed the intro, and I've been so committed to keeping his mistake in this video. So the world is changing and things are getting complicated, and I think that that's become readily aware. But one thing that we love about cigars is how simple it is.
Yeah, it's the heritage and the simplicity of, people have been doing this for hundreds of years the same way.
Yes.
And it's just simple.
It's technology void. It's like tradition instilled, and like a lot of what we love about this, rolled up leaves. That's like the simplest thing that there can be. And when you do have a life that's like a cluster because of all the stuff that doesn't work, all the things that are supposed to be intuitive or automated that don't go well, like this is something that doesn't have any of that involved, but it's still not sort of immune to that stuff.
Yeah, like General Cigars with they're essentially their pack bot.
Yeah, they got, so General Cigar now does the Amazon thing. They pick and pack their orders with a robot, which is like one of the biggest things in the cigar industry. But even still, like there's like companies trying to use predictive models for what cigars are good and like all kinds of technologically crazy stuff. We typically at Cigars Daily keep things like simpler. Like on this channel, we like to talk about cigars the way they're designed to be.
Keep it simple, stupid.
That's exactly right. Nonetheless, this is starting to happen all over. Even online cigar companies are using stuff to like try to predict what cigars are going to be good next. And it's a lot for a heritage industry that's like rooted in tradition. But even still, I wanted to have some fun with it because ChatGPT's thing is out now. So this is like this talk model that's very real that you can go chat with artificial intelligence and ask it stuff and like ask it to do some pretty impressive things at the same time.
Yeah, I asked it, how do I deliver news delicately to my friend who has a very large, ugly gap in his teeth? And it sort of danced around the fact that the ugly gap existed. It suggested I point out other strengths with your character. And if you really are in need of dental assistance, refer you to see a dentist.
And what's weird is at the same time when I asked it like what I should say to my friend who's ugly and he likes the Seahawks and they suck, it was like it gave me advice about what to say about the Seahawks, but like avoided what to tell you about the ugly part. It was just like, no. It's really weird. So this thing seems to be really intuitive. So I thought I would ask it to help write me a script on how to deliver the message of how to cut and light a cigar, given to you by artificial intelligence. And so what I'm going to read to Dustin here, and we're going to walk through this together, is exactly how a computer would tell you to cut and light a cigar right now. I'll give you a little bit of help maybe along the way. I don't know. I kind of want you to just forget what you know about cigars and do what you think would make the most sense based on what this thing tells you.
I'm just excited that we're finally going to have some intelligence on this show.
Pay decrease thing. All right. Okay, here we go. Hey there, cigar aficionados. Are you ready to learn about the art of lighting a cigar? Great. Let's get started.
Great.
It's just right there. Great. Let's get started. First, you'll need to choose a good cigar. Hold it up to your nose and take a whiff. If it smells like fresh tobacco, you're in luck. If it smells like a sweaty sock, put it back and try another one. So just a quick caveat.
You don't want me to hold this up to my nose and smell it?
Yeah, I don't want you to do everything about that one. That was terrible. So first of all, hold it up to your nose and take a whiff. Like as if this is going to give you some indication of what the cigar's like. If it smells like fresh tobacco, and it shouldn't smell like fresh tobacco. It smells like well-aged tobacco. Okay, you're in luck. If it smells like a sweaty sock, put it back and try another one. So if you go do this in cigar shops and you just take cigars and smell them and put them back and smell them, you're going to get kicked out.
Yeah.
Because no one's going to let you do that.
Yeah, well, and it also talks about the cigar smelling like a sweaty sock. And
right.
That immediately makes me think of, do you remember the Stillwell 2022 holiday?
Yes.
It just came out, the Y 2022. You smelled that, and it actually smelled like literal manure.
Well, yeah, you cut that cigar and you do the, you want to do the smell it or do the dry draw. It was like a very, very heavy barnyard smell.
Yeah.
It was so different than when you lit it up.
I took it into the humidor when I first smoked it, and I asked the staff to smell it. And what does it smell like to you? And most of it was manure or crap. But when you actually lit it up, it tasted like the milk that's left over when you eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and
totally deceptive based on the smell.
But also, like, there's not a lot of cigars in a cigar shop that you're going to smell, and they don't have some, like, barnyard smell to them. Or, like, well, at the very least, they shouldn't smell like fresh tobacco. All right, so you missed it on that one. Let's jump to the next one. Next, it's time to cut the cigar. Don't worry, it's not as scary as it sounds. Take a cigar cutter or a sharp knife if you're feeling adventurous.
Sharp knife.
Here you go.
Ah!
Just any sharp knife will do.
Any sharp knife.
So that one should work
We
just
had
fine.
this laying around back here.
All right. Yeah, take your cigar cutter or a sharp knife if you're feeling adventurous, and gently slice off the tip of the cigar.
Okay.
Go ahead and just
the tip.
gently slice off the tip of it.
So this does have a tip, but what if it wasn't a bellicoso? How would they indicate which side's the tip? It doesn't say.
I would
cap,
guess. I would guess. I mean, so I would guess that most people could get that, but a much smaller proportion than if you said, like, cut the cap off the cigar or.
Fair.
All right.
Fair. Maybe I'm nitpicking.
Cut the tip off the skin. Now, don't cut too much or you'll ruin the whole thing. Just a small, neat cut will do the trick.
Look how neat.
That's actually pretty good. All right. Now, it's time to light the cigar. Don't use a regular lighter or a match because they'll give your cigar a nasty chemical taste. Instead, use a butane torch lighter or a wooden match if you're feeling old school.
Old school.
That was the funny part.
It is a heritage industry. Old school.
Oh, here you need a lighter for this.
I do kind of like that it says don't use a regular lighter or a regular match because it will taste chemically. I mean, it got that right at least.
Yes, and there's like these little nuances that it gets right, but there's some broad strokes things that it like totally messes up on. Okay, so it says. Hold the cigar at a slight angle and gently roast the tip until it's evenly lit.
Roast it. So, do we have an oven here? I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, put it on. It's a bit of a difference of terms of what we use in the cigar industry, which is toast the foot, roast the tip. It's going to sound weird to any cigar. Any of us are going to be like, what the hell?
Also, yeah, with tip, there could be two tips to this, right?
Yeah, there's one of two places to light. And again, you start doing it that way and just fewer, like out of every 100 people, fewer are going to get it. All right. Yep, be patient. Don't rush it. A good cigar takes time to light.
Am I taking too long?
No, it's not too long. Once the cigar is lit, take a few puffs to get it going. Yep. Okay, there you go. Then sit back, relax, and enjoy the rich, smoky flavor of your favorite cigar. So just so that to be clear, we picked out a cigar in the beginning by smelling it to see if it was fresh or smelled like a sock, and now it's our favorite cigar. But don't get too relaxed, because there's one more important rule to remember. Never, ever blow smoke rings in someone's face. It's rude, it's obnoxious, and it's just plain gross.
I didn't get any rings going.
So please, be considerate. And enjoy your cigar in peace. Okay. And there you have it, folks. There's another part. It says narrator. And there you have it, folks. The art of cutting and lighting a cigar. Now go forth smoking like a pro. How do you rate that?
It's not bad. I mean, AI has definitely come a long way. Do you remember talking to like Smarter Child on AIM back in the day? That's what I kind of thought of when you were telling me about this the other day. And it's definitely more intelligent. That explains a few things pretty well compared to some other explanations I've seen on lighting a cigar.
I'm curious about this because there's cigars, like so many luxury things, are a connoisseur thing where there's a lot of minutia. There's a lot of like small details about how and why we do this, why we enjoy it, that you gotta like learn as you get into it. Like we talk about it in the video. Like half the videos I make are like, here's how you understand the nuances of cigars.
Yeah.
And this was really interesting because it missed like some of those really critical nuanced things, or actually it had a couple of the nuanced things, but broad strokes really biffed it on like smelling a cigar and sniffing it and what you're looking for. But some of the nuanced stuff rather actually did catch.
Yeah, I was kind of impressed with, like I said, with the don't use a traditional lighter, don't use a regular match.
Yeah.
It kind of explains that you want to tilt it at an angle. It's not quite as detailed on roasting and tip and all that
Yeah.
stuff, but for the most part, it does a pretty decent job. I mean, like I said, better than what I've seen before.
Well, I feel like it kind of half-assed it a little bit. I'm curious. I'll see, and this may become a segment on Cigars Daily Live where we ask artificial intelligence how to do stuff. But just based on this broad strokes thing, I was like very intrigued by what this thing would say, and I would say you probably could get the job done if you followed these instructions.
Get the job done, yeah. There definitely is some half-assery to this, but I mean, I'm used to watching this channel.
So this seems like totally normal to you. I'll say you follow these instructions accurately and you should get kicked out of at least one cigar shop and then eventually light up your first cigar, which is also coincidentally your favorite cigar. Do drop a comment down below. Like, what do you think of the AI thing and the cigar industry, the way that it integrates? Should we keep it simple and just keep it traditional, or should we try to do all this weird stuff and get all the benefits that it promises us? Thank you again so much for watching. This is Tim and Dustin, both signing off for Cigars Daily. We'll see you in the comments.